for my men. Yesterday I went out to the store to go get some food, man. I'm working on my diet stuff, right? Go to the store, and I guess it was some cat who must have seen me somewhere and, decided to come up and introduce himself and, wanted to, I guess, kind of get to know me or something like that. And, he told me his name, I told him my name, and then I put my hand out to shake his hand. And he kind of gave me this kind of like, almost like, how the women do when you go to like some type of royal event, some type of formal, event, and a woman puts their hand out as if you were to try to kiss the woman's hand. Like he kind of gave this soft return. And I want to speak on that. Because this is one thing that I've taught my son, is from my perception, what I was always taught to believe, what I grew up as knowing, is that's a display. When you shake somebody's hand, it displays something about that person's characteristics, something about that person's that person's being. And so when he shook my hand, it kind of gave me the sensation of, or the sense of, that this is somebody that maybe I can't really trust like that. This is somebody that's probably questionable as it relates to developing any type of friendship or whatever, because it wasn't a secure handshake. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get folks that you come in contact with who give you a firm handshake and they wind up being, some real scammers or frauds or, the worst friends ever. Not saying that. But there is a first impression of that comes off to me, as far as when you shake somebody's hand, there needs to be some type of sternness about that shake, only from a standpoint of, are you really certain of what you're saying, what you're trying to communicate to me? That's what I'm getting from a handshake. You're introducing yourself to me, you want to get to know me, but then you give me a handshake that makes me feel uncertain about if you're certain about what you're really trying to do, what you're really trying to engage with. The type of person that you may be as it relates to how I interact with you. I have to now put you in these different classifications of, now you may be just an associate. You know what I mean? Now you may be associate. And then the other thing that the person did was, when he shook my hand, or when he put his hand out, he didn't really shake my hand, he just put his hand out, he didn't look me in the eye. And that's another thing that throws up that uncertainty about this individual, about whoever it is. You don't look me in the eye. Again, I'm questioning your character. You could be the greatest guy of all time. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that initially my impression is going to be that I'm going to question the type of person you are, because if you look away or you're not looking me in my eye when you shake my hand, then there's a impression I get that there could be some type of, shadiness, or there could be some type of, a not a a person who is unable to, I'm trying to find the words that I'm looking for. They're unable to be confident, or they're not as confident. And we talk about that in our videos as far as being able to be confident. But again, you're coming to me and you're looking to try to associate with me. So I'm going to have to assess you based off of your actions. I don't know you, but I'm going to judge you based off of your actions. So I say this to my men. In every capacity, in every meeting that you have, I don't care whatever it is. If you're shaking a woman's hand, you don't break her hand, but you give a firm handshake. A man's hand, you give a firm handshake. My young men, you give a firm handshake. And you make certain that you look that person in the eye, because you're letting that person know that you're a serious person. That you're coming to that person genuinely. You're coming to that person with integrity. You're coming to that person with some type of confidence. Because that makes or breaks what that person views of you. Again, like I talked about in one of my other videos, sometimes you don't know who you're actually talking to. And you could shake that person's hand, give them good eye contact, and that person could be like, you know what? It left an impression on me, so that when they go back and maybe someone says something to them about they're looking for somebody who can take on an opportunity, they'll remember. They'll be like, you know what? This one person I met, this guy gave me a stern handshake, looked me in my eye. He seemed like he meant business. This is a person that maybe I'll refer for that opportunity. That's what I'm talking about. It still applies to this day and age right now, of being able to get opportunities in that capacity. But doing that little handshake and kind of partial handshake, that's a weakness to me. And it's a weakness to others. Not looking somebody in the eye is a weakness to me, and it's a weakness to others. So I just give you that for my young men, for my men. Please make sure that you institute that into your daily interactions. It's extremely important for you to be able to do that, because you never know who you're in contact with. And also the thing is that most people are looking at you from their first impressions. I had a young lady who, when I shook her hand, she was like, wow, such a manly shaking of it, a manly, firm grip, manly grip. That's what she told me right off the rip. Because I guess she was so used to guys who sat up here and, kind of soften her hand. So it made her feel some type of security. And that's what I'm talking about. All right? Now, again, I can't go to the park, but I can make my videos. So I'm going to catch you on the next note. Peace out.